Alright everybody, I know I've been slacking on bringing this video out, but it's finally here for you guys. The most important, the best, the most essential Octane tips and tricks. These tips will make you the best Octane player that you can be when selecting this player or character in Apex Legends. If you guys are new to the channel, make sure to hit that subscribe button and give me a follow on Twitch. The link will be in the description below. I do stream as much as my schedule will allow, so drop by, say hi, interact with me live. It's an awesome time, and all my viewers in the chat will get along with you fabulously. Without further ado, let's get right into some tips. Many of you probably know that Octane regens health slowly over time, but something you might not have known is that this only works if you aren't taking damage. This could be damage from the storm, an enemy player, or even your own STIM will cause you a recharge of 5 or so seconds before you can start regenerating health again. Once you aren't taking damage for this amount of time, then you should slowly start to see your health increase over time. Let's take a step back here for a second and think what Octane is good at. Running, and running fast. This character is all about speed, so if you get into a tough situation or you're about to get sandwiched, then run out of there as fast as possible. Combining all his abilities at once, such as hitting the jump pad while stimmed, will make for a quick getaway that not too many legends can keep up with. Watch out for that Pathfinder though, because that grapple can catch you in a hurry if you aren't careful. Now you can obviously use snipers with any character, but come on, you're playing Octane. This man is all about speed, so pick up some guns that you can make plays with. Take a nice submachine gun or an AR combined with a shotgun and you are going to have some fun. In all reality right now, everyone knows Octane isn't too viable of a character in the competitive scene, but how about we just play him and have some fun and hit some jump pad peacekeeper shots, shall we? Come on guys, hit some trick shots, hit some no scope cravers, have some fun with the game, and Octane is the perfect character to do this with. You aren't Pathfinder and you aren't Wraith. You have to remember that when you're playing this character. If you get caught in a crazy situation, chances are that you aren't making it out alive, so you're going to need to play this character a little smarter than those with greater escapability. I mean, yes, of course Octane has his jump pad, but in the air he's kind of like a sitting duck waiting to get gunned down. This is the reason Octane should be used for getting good positioning and flanking characters rather than sending on a full team with no cover around. For the love of God, can we get a silence buff to Octane's legs, or at least lower the noise? I know they're metal, but this man sounds like Godzilla stomping, or a transformer is in your room when you're wearing the headset and you're playing Apex. Like, holy crap, man. Octane's footsteps are anything but quiet, to say the least, so just keep in mind that people will know where you are, and from far away too. The only way to truly sneak up on someone is to crouch walk, but it's definitely not by running full speed with Octane and his metal legs. Octane will shine in the category of getting banners and getting out of situations if you take the last tip into mind as well, in that you can't be too loud doing this or you will get gunned down instantly. If you're trying to grab the banners, then you're going to need to be sneaky about it until you're out of sight of the enemies, and then as soon as that happens, this is Octane's time to shine. You're going to hit your STIM ability and run, just like Forrest Gump. Get out of there and get to the res beacon, get your teammates up, get back into the game, and you should be good. Nice, intact team for the win. Octane is all about speed. We know this by now. So he should be used to push very aggressively if the right situation presents itself. Wait until you have one person down or multiple enemies low on the other team, and then push in there with your STIM and your jump pad. This will not only confuse enemies, but it will also not give them a chance to heal, and it will turn the fight heavily in your favor. A big thing to think about when playing Octane is your health situation. I say this because when you use his STIM, it takes 10% of your current health. If you use the STIM a few times, then suddenly you're at a huge disadvantage in your next fight if you don't have the heals on you. I try to hold a few more heals than normal when playing Octane in case this happens. Almost everybody knows Octane regenerates health if you aren't taking damage, but did you guys know that Octane still regenerates health even if he's downed? This will not affect the time until you bleed out, but instead protects a little more against enemy bullets that are coming in and trying to thirst you. While playing as Octane, there's a lot of things that people forget you can do with him while stimmed. A few examples of this would be healing, popping a quick battery, or even just reloading your weapon. Just remember, Octane can do almost anything that he would be able to do normally while he's stimmed. Combine Octane with his stim off the drop and decent loot, and the enemy has a disaster on their hands. Rushing an enemy right off the rip is sort of a high risk, high reward scenario. On one hand, you can get an easy kill, or on the other hand, the RNG could be absolutely terrible and screw you, and the enemy could already have a purple shield or an R99 or something to that sort. Most of the time this won't be the case though, so I say Octane is a good legend to use if you're trying to go for kills early on in games before the enemy can gather up decent loot. This one should be pretty obvious, considering it's a basic understanding that the faster you go, then the further you will fly. Therefore, stimming and hitting the bounce pad will send you further than if you aren't stimmed. I actually made a whole video explaining this tip in depth, so if you'd like to see that, I will leave a card in the top right of your screen. But using your stim affects your field of view actually. The field of view decreases the higher the zoom amount of your scope you are using. This will work all the way up to the 4x sight, so it excludes sniper scopes unfortunately, but nonetheless this is a cool Octane feature to take into consideration. Every character in Apex can wall jump to some degree, but did you know that when stimmed, Octane can actually gain a huge boost off of walls if timed correctly. Scale it for about a second and then jump off. You're gonna see a huge boost. Another cool feature about Octane is that no matter how much you use your stim, you cannot die from it because it takes 10% of your current health. This means that if you're at max health, it actually costs you more health to use the stim than when you're at almost no health. This means that when you're low on health, you should be using it more because it's going to be the most beneficial at this time. Now, a huge advantage that Octane has compared to other legends is that he can get you and your teammates high ground with ease by just using his jump pad correctly. This is honestly one of my favorite ways to use Octane to gain advantage on enemies. You always want to be taking the high ground whenever possible because it turns the momentum of the fight in your direction. First off, air strafing is the act of moving back and forth or left to right while in the air. Similar to a regular strafe, this can be used to dodge bullets, or also another huge use for this is gaining momentum in a certain direction or landing on a structure that's not directly in front of your jump pad. You can also use a jump pad to practice air strafing for Pathfinder's grapple, as you are in similar situations with both legends while you're stuck in the air with no cover. Placing jump pads in doorways is a good way to ensure enemies can't enter from that side or location. If an enemy does try to enter, they will fling up and most likely hit the doorway and will be all confused, or they won't even be able to get in the first place. If the enemies do want to try to enter from that location, you can put the bounce pad down and then they will have to shoot it for a good amount of time, which will ultimately give up their location and give you the advantage of the fight because you will know exactly where they're coming from. A tactic that most Octanes don't take advantage of enough is using the bounce pad to jump straight up and down, either to check over certain areas or to scale buildings. To go straight up and down, you're going to need to simply melee while you're close to the bounce pad. This will fling you straight up into the air and it will give you multiple advantages like I listed before. Another thing that Octanes or any other legend that uses the jump pad seems to forget is that they can heal in the air. Don't wait till you hit the ground to start the medkit or the shield battery. Pop that thing in the air to save you a few seconds in case you get shot at right when you land. Well, there's multiple ways to use Octane's jump pad. You can run onto it, you can slide onto it, and you can jump onto it. But in order to get the maximum distance, you're going to want to stim while running, slide right before the jump pad, and then hit your jump button right when you hit the pad. This will send you flying higher than the magic school bus. We all know that annoying feeling when you or your teammate goes down and the enemy won't stop shooting at your knockdown shield and they're trying to thirst you with all their power and all their might. This is the perfect time for your Octane to throw down the jump pad right behind the downed teammate and get him back into cover. This can also be used very effectively to get teammates out of the zone if they aren't going to make it in before they bleed out. That's going to wrap it up for the Octane Ultimate Tips and Tricks Guide. Most important ones you will find on YouTube. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll catch you in the next one. It's been Sweat. Peace out.